Total Sports Zone. All sports, all action, one zone.
Right now, the biggest story of the 2026 NBA trade deadline is absolutely blowing up. And believe me, this isn't just another rumor. We are talking about a potential earthquake, a move that could shake up the entire league as we know it. You know, moving a player like Giannis Antetokounmpo isn't just about swapping some players and picks. No, it's a massive, franchise-altering decision with huge stakes for literally everyone involved. So what does it actually take to pull off a trade of this size?
So to really get what's happening with Giannis, you first have to understand the environment this is all going down in. The NBA trade deadline, it's just pure, unfiltered chaos. It's this high-pressure, super intense week of constant rumors, secret negotiations, and just league-wide anxiety.
For fans, this time of year has a very specific nickname, F5 season, and it's called that for a reason. Millions of us are just glued to our phones and computers, smashing that refresh button, just waiting for that one bombshell report from an insider that could completely change our team's future.
And make no mistake, this is a hard deadline. There's no overtime, no second chances. By 3 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, that window slams shut. It forces every team to make their absolute best and final offer, and some incredibly tough calls have to be made against the clock. And sitting right at the heart of this year's frenzy is the story everyone is watching. Giannis Antetokounmpo and the franchise he literally carried to a championship. The Milwaukee Bucks are at a massive crossroads. I mean, just look at this timeline. It tells an incredible story of loyalty and amazing success. Drafted way back in 2013, signed extension after extension, and of course, that historic championship in 2021 that ended a 50-year drought for the city. And that's exactly what makes their current situation, struggling with an 18-27 record, so shocking, and why these trade talks feel so incredibly dramatic. So, you're probably asking, why is a trade even being discussed? Well, for one, the team is just not good right now. They're on pace for their worst season in a decade. And here's a wild stat. Whenever Giannis sits on the bench, the team gets outscored by more than 11 points per 100 possessions. Ouch. The big trades for stars like Damian Lillard just haven't worked out. And the real picker? Giannis is about to enter the final year of his contract. The clock isn't just ticking on the deadline, it's ticking on their time with him, period. And then this quote dropped. And this right here, this is what basically lit the entire league on fire. Coming from Shams Charania, one of the most connected insiders in the game, it confirmed this wasn't just some made-up media chatter. This was real. It signaled that Giannis himself is open to leaving, which officially puts the Bucks on the clock and every single other team on high alert. So Milwaukee's basically staring down two very different paths. On one hand, they can trade him now, maximize the return, get a haul of young players and picks, and start their rebuild immediately. Or they can wait until the summer, hold on to that tiny sliver of hope for this season, and maybe get a little more flexibility. It is a monumental gamble, whichever way they go.
Okay, so we've talked about Milwaukee's problem. Now, let's flip the coin and look at all the teams trying to make it their solution. With Giannis on the market, you can bet front offices across the NBA are working overtime trying to put together that one perfect package to land a truly generational talent.
But before we even get into the players and the picks, you have to look at this number, because it's the first huge hurdle, $43.5 million. That's the minimum salary a team has to send back to Milwaukee just to make the trade legal. It immediately weeds out a whole lot of teams. So who are the top contenders in the race? Well, first up, you have the Atlanta Hawks. They see a chance to create an instant powerhouse. Then, of course, there's Golden State, always looking for that one last move to keep their dynasty going. And based on what they can offer, the Warriors' path to a deal actually looks a lot more straightforward. But hey, don't sleep on the dark horses. You've got the OKC Thunder who are sitting on, get this, an absolutely insane war chest of assets. We're talking 11 tradable first-round picks. They could change their whole future overnight. And you can never count out the Toronto Raptors, who could put together a really compelling offer around their own young star, Scotty Barnes.
When you put it all together, what you have is basically the highest stakes poker game in the NBA. You've got general managers bluffing, trying to read each other, trying to figure out exactly what the other side is holding. Every phone call, every leak to the media, it's all part of the game.
Okay, let's pull back for a second, because where Giannis ends up, that's not just about one team winning a trade. Oh no. The fallout from this single decision is going to send shockwaves across the entire NBA. Seriously, just think about the ripple effect. The team that gets Giannis doesn't just get a little better, they could instantly become the hands-down favorite to win the whole thing. This one move could shift the league's balance of power, not just for this season, but for the next 5 years to come. And this all fits into a bigger trend we're seeing. This quote from Stephen No really just hits the nail on the head. We just saw this a year ago with Luka Doncic. The days of a superstar staying with one team for his entire career, they seem to be fading away. In today's NBA, it feels like almost every player is available for the right price. Which leaves us with this one big, final question. See, Giannis was supposed to be the exception, the loyal superstar who stayed put and won. If he gets traded, does that signal the official end of the franchise lifer in the NBA? In a game that's always changing, what does loyalty